When I was 17 years old, I graduated from high school in DeKalb County. Right here in DeKalb, I graduated from Avondale High School. I was very excited because when you graduate as valedictorian in Georgia, you get invited to meet the governor of Georgia. That was exciting, but what was more exciting was that I found out the governor lived in a mansion, and I watched a lot of Dynasty as a child. So I was very excited about the mansion. And so that morning, my mom and my dad and I got up and we went and got on MARTA. We left my younger brothers and sisters at home. But we got on MARTA because my parents didn't have a car. The car we had in Mississippi had died when we got to Georgia, and my parents couldn't afford a new one. And I thought nothing of it. We took MARTA. We took public transit. So we got on MARTA, and we took the bus and the train, and we got to the governor's mansion. And when we got off the bus, we crossed West Paces Ferry. And if you've ever driven past the governor's mansion, you know there are those long black gates that run the length of the property. Well, between those gates, if you walk up the driveway, there's a little guard station. And so my mom and dad and I, we got off the bus, we crossed West Paces Ferry, and we walk up the driveway walking along the side because there are cars coming in, bringing in the other valedictorians from the 180 school districts in Georgia. And as we get to the guard station, he stops us. But he doesn't ask for our invitation. And he doesn't look at the checklist to see if my name is on it. He looks at my parents and me and he says, "This is a private event. You don't belong here." And my father says, No, this is my daughter Stacey. She's one of the valedictorians." But the guard still doesn't look at his checklist. He doesn't ask my mother for the invitation that she's got tucked in her purse. But I do remember the look on his face as he looks over my shoulder at the MARTA bus pulling away. And he sneers at it in disgust. And I don't know what story he's telling himself about who I am and where I'm from. I don't know if he was offended by the fact that I needed to take the bus or any other part of me. But I do remember him looking at that bus with disgust and then looking at my parents with the same look of disparagement and saying again, "This is a private event. You don't belong here." Now, I want to run after that bus, but I'm in high heels and I was very bad at it, so I had to stand still. But my mother and father are good people. They raised us to know that you stand up for your rights and you stand up for the rights of others. And so my mom and dad began to engage this gentleman in a very long discussion about his decision-making skills. And it was a very long and vigorous discussion. And he suddenly decided to reconsider his decision about telling us we couldn't come inside. And he checked his checklist and he found my name. And he said we could go in. But the thing of it is, I do not remember meeting the governor of Georgia in 1991. I do not remember meeting my fellow valedictorians from all across this great state. The only thing I remember about that day is a man standing in front of the most powerful place in Georgia, looking at me and telling me I don't belong. But on November 6th, with your help, Aisha Yakub and Sheikh Rahman and B. Wynn and Sam Park and Pedro Marine and folks across the state of Georgia, Charlie Bailey and I will stand together and we will become the new Georgia, and we will open those gates wide so no one ever doubts that they belong in our Georgia. Help us get there. Thank you so much.